I hate the new Daleks. Hello YouTube, this is a bonus video. It's going to be a review of last night's episode of Doctor Who, Victory of the Daleks. It's an episode that I'd really been looking forward to before the episode aired. Ever since I'd seen the original trailer for the series right back at the end of time part 2 on New Year's Day. And obviously you see the Dalek with the British symbol on it and you're like, whoa, what the hell is happening? The episode picks off directly where we left off last week. The Doctor is rung by Winston Churchill to come and assist him, and turns up and the Daleks are fighting alongside the British Army, apparently, in World War II. It's an episode that promised so much and in the end gave so very little. It's an episode that really disappointed me. I really didn't like the guy who played Churchill at all. It sort of felt like he was just being... It sort of felt like they'd just gone out, found a fat man, put a cigar in his hand and called him Winston Churchill, which, I don't know, it just didn't sit right with me at all. The new Daleks are terrible. They've gone from being really menacing looking. I mean, the Daleks up to now have actually looked like relatively scary, whereas the new Daleks, me and my brother just sat there and laughed at them, and it was just like, well, they're just a caricature now of their former selves. I've heard people say that they look more like the old retro Daleks back from the original classic series, but the problem is the rest of the show doesn't look like the retro series anymore. The show has moved forward, so the Daleks need to move forward with it. The Daleks now just look out of place in the rest of the show, and they just look like the yeah, it just didn't look good. Basically, that's all I can say about that. Yeah, the episode didn't really seem to the Doctor in this episode. It seemed like they were just reusing the same Doctor lines from every other Dalek episode since the revival. Oh look, the Daleks have fallen back through time. One more ship has survived. Again, how does this keep happening? Yada yada yada. We keep destroying you every single time, but one ship falls through a random hole in time that shouldn't exist. And it just feels like they're reusing it again and again and again and again and again. Either find a new way of bringing the Daleks back, or forget about them entirely. The end of the episode, again, it seemed very forced, very unsubtle, very, oh, there's, you know, spoiler alert, there's the crack in the world again, and it's just like, really? We get it, okay? Stephen Moffat, we get it. There are holes in the universe. You're leading up to the finale, we get it. You know, back in the days, you know, leading up to the finales, there'd be an odd mention of Mr. Saxon, or there'd be an odd mention of Torchwood already or whatever, and it would just be slipped into a conversation. You'd barely notice it. This now is literally like every episode seems to have a shot of that crack in time, and it's just like, yeah, okay, we get it. Just leave it there. The one bit I did possibly quite like about the episode is the Doctor's conversation with Amy regarding why she doesn't know about the events of Journey's End, with obviously the planets in the sky with the Daleks. Amy has no recollection of this, and I think that this is going to relate somehow to the cracks in time. I think perhaps the Doctor has ended up in some sort of parallel universe, maybe, but a parallel universe that somehow wasn't affected by the Dalek regime. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with that, but I guess we'll see. Yeah. So yeah, after the absolutely stormingly good episodes the last 2 weeks, The 11th Hour and Beast Below, I don't know, which I would probably call some of my favourite episodes since the revival, this is probably my least favourite episode since the whole revival came back. It felt like it totally ruined all the momentum that they've been building up, and it just felt like there were so many plot holes in the story that it was like, no, I can't be coping with this anymore. Maybe if it had been a two-parter and they could have filled the story out better, that might have worked better, but in its current form, no, I just didn't like it at all, basically. Out of 5, maybe I'd give it, to be honest, I might give it a 2. Tops. Probably even a 1 star. I just didn't like the episode at all, to be completely honest. Next week looks spectacular. The Whipping Angels from Blink are back, my all-time favourite episode of Doctor Who. And also River Song, of course, from Silence of the Library / Forest of the Dead. That two-parter is also back. two Stephen Moffat adventures, the Silence in the Library story and Blink, both Stephen Moffat adventures. So it'll be interesting to see how that works and how he manages to bring that back around. It'll be great to see River Song again. And yeah, hopefully this episode will pick up more like where The Beast Below left off in terms of how good an episode it was, rather than where Victory of the Daleks picked off, which really was just utter rubbish, to be honest. Simple as that. Okay, that's about it for me for now. That's all my bonus video. I will see you tomorrow with the standard Movie Monday. Talk to you later.